Hello and welcome. This video is the raw footage from my Twitch streams. I decided to make these available to anyone who wants to go back and watch the games from the beginning. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to join us on Sundays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Pacific Time on Twitch at the link in the description. Thank you and enjoy! Hello, hi everyone! Welcome! I am Storm's Melody and it is Sunday night, at least where I am. The weather today has actually been absolutely gorgeous, and I got to see practically none of it because I had to work indoors all day today. Boo hiss. Also, hi Will! Welcome. Hi 4G, hi Wave. Um, Apparently, the Christmas rush has started. Never mind the fact that Black Friday sales have not started yet. The Christmas rush has. Oh my god, the number of people in the mall today. Um, and it does not look like it's going to stop anytime soon. I expect the next time we will have fewer than 500 people in our store over the course of a day will be sometime around January. And keep in mind, this is not a very big store. Like, its rating for the number of people to be inside of it at any given time is like 30, 35 people tops. So, yeah, it's been fun. Um, Otherwise, things have been going pretty good here, except for my baby girls riding on the furniture. But at least the medium they chose was chalk, so there's that. Yeah. I got home to my husband showing me that. One of them had written on the back, the baby girl, and the other one had moved the cushions and written on the other side of the couch. And that was my eldest, because she can. Love her dearly. Anyway, now that we've gone over more reasons to not be a parent, and let's get into the game. We are in Inazuma. Um, Last time we completed the quest that stopped the thunder on the one island. Um, Hopefully that means that if we wander back to that island, we won't be barbecued by lightning. Although we do have another um, example of being struck by lightning to add to the reel, which I am currently working on. Once we move out of Inazuma on the regular, I will post the reel of the number of times that we got zapped by lightning in Inazuma, some of which are quite hilarious as we were talking at the time. And when the lightning struck us, we got yeeted off screen and continued to talk. So those will be great once we post them to YouTube. Right now, we're going into Inazuma and we are going to start trying to fix a furnace. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Please function this time. Ha ha ha! It did what I told it to do. Oh, we are in Liyue. We need Inazuma, so we are down here. Tatsuma Island, so we should be here. Good evening, Granny. Oh, don't get me wrong. I love my daughter, and honestly, don't tell her this, but the way she did it was hilarious. Um, she mentioned that she told her sister that she shouldn't draw on the back, and when my husband went to take a picture, she's like, "Oh, do you want to take a picture of mine too?" So, yes, that was. Alright. Totoro Tales and Inazuma. So yeah, we gotta go to the Kujo encampment. That makes sense. Yeah, see.
Whenever you need me, I'll be there.
You see that writhing mass of purple out there in the distance? That's a furnace. It shouldn't be doing that. And so we're working on fixing it. Is there something I can help you with? What's all this Mikage furnace and Tatarigami talk? It's just a small problem. We need a little time to sort out. You're an adventurer, aren't you? This place isn't suitable for your ilk. Get out of here. Yeesh. Rude. How did it come to this? What is the Mikage furnace that you were talking about earlier? You're an outlander, aren't you? You've got some terrible luck to have traveled to Inazuma at this time. That island is called Tarasunuma. It's a smelting plant for jade steel, which is used to forge weaponry. As you are aware of the legends of Inazuma's swords, the jade steel manufactured here is the reason that Inazuma swords are as sharp and durable as they are. So it's a weapon material? No need to worry. This can hardly be called confidential military intelligence. After all, the Tenryou Commission feels that having the ability to forge powerful weapons is something they should flaunt. A few years ago, for the purpose of expanding production capacity, they hired a team of consultants from Fontaine. They built the Mikage furnace, a machine that can fully harvest power of the Tatarigami. We've warned them countless times not to let their guard down when it comes to the Tatarigami, but they decided to go ahead with the project anyway. After the Mikage furnace started production, most of the consultant team returned to Fontaine. Only Xavier, who was just mentioned, stayed behind in Inazuma. But during one of the previous battles, something went wrong with the furnace. The part that stored the corrupt Tatarigami energy became extremely unstable. Work has halted in Tatarasuna, and everyone was evacuated shortly after. Xavier took emergency action, and he seems to have set up a containment dome around the Mikage furnace. It's only a temporary solution, though. He's probably still on the island now, trying to figure out a way to solve the problem for good. Meanwhile, the shogunate is only concerned about restarting production as soon as possible. I hear they're even considering calling the consultants from Fontaine back again. But I don't think they'd be willing to come under the current conditions in Inazuma. And it just has to be that Hanabe guy in charge of the whole thing, doesn't it? Who's Hanbei? A manager, you could say, always going on about procedures, articles, and applications. His first reaction is never to find a solution to the problem. Instead, it's about what forms should be filled out and which powerful individual needs to be informed about the incident beforehand. He's probably in the city right now preparing to submit whatever forms he can find. I really don't know if he's actually aware of the severity of the situation. I just hope that Xavier or our craftsmen can find a way to solve the problem. If something were to go wrong with the Tatarigami inside the Mikage furnace, well, if that happens, you should probably leave the island. That sounds pretty serious. It'll affect our adventures for sure. That's true. But didn't she just mention that someone named Xavier is trying to find a solution? Why don't we go and take a look? It'd put our mind at ease if we could help take care of this, wouldn't it? Alright. Back to... Oh, and it's the one waypoint on this island that I don't have lit. Alright. Let's go.
Someone needs assistance. I'll catch up.
How close are we going to have to get to the... Ah, I missed it. I wanted boar meat. There's lightning in the sky. Brilliant.
I'll catch up.
I get the feeling this is going to be fairly nasty pretty quick. Here we go. Xavier, great inventor. It's hopeless. Hello, are you Xavier? That's right, Xavier's the name, and the name's mine. But is it fate, fair, or foul that we should meet at this time and place? Pray tell, fair lass, who are you? I'm just here to help out. To help out, you say? I'd say from the look of your attire, we two are fellow... What? Inazumophiles on a pilgrimage of passion. A rare pleasure, my friend. I must say I'm touched by your kind intentions, but I must also apologize for being frank in saying that I don't believe there's any help you can offer. On the way here, did you happen to see the protective cover that looks like a bubble? Nope. Oh, okay then, that makes sense. The containment dome's not usually visible. If you want to view it from a distance, you have to employ a specific observation technique. Okay, so what's the observation technique? Not with my eyes, that's for sure. I view it by availing myself of this work. The Mokage Furnace Emergency Response Procedure, trial version. I follow the instructions to the letter. Based on the readings given by the instrument, it seems that the dome has been successfully activated. Oh, so we don't know if it's... I love that we're relying on equipment to tell us that it is indeed activated, and it is not something that we can determine with our own senses. That is always a great feeling when you are dealing with life and death situations. One other thing I should mention is that, technically speaking, its official name is the Mikage Furnace Emergency Containment Dome. Now, as for the Mikage Furnace, Miyuki already explained everything. Please just give me the short version. Fantastic. She is a considerate and capable young lady. What a blessing it is to become acquainted with one such as her. But whatever happens, I'm now sealed it to following the Mikage Furnace Emergency Response Procedures trial version. So the problem is almost certainly contained to an extent. I love those words. To an extent? Well, it might be 893 pages long, but the trial version has no information on the emergency measure applicable in a wartime scenario. We need to form an editors group for the trial version expanded edition and have a detailed discussion on additional emergency scenarios. Anyway, point being, even though I have followed the emergency response measures, they aren't the most complete, and the environment within the containment dome has turned less than ideal, shall we say. Mikage Furnace has now ceased operation indefinitely, and that soldier is getting incredibly antsy about it. Allegedly, Miyuki recently borrowed some of his people to arrange for the evacuation of the civilians. Now that really got him riled up. Ha ha ha. But if things continue like they are, who knows? Tetsurotsuna might just turn into a glorious firework visible all the way from my dear home, the beautiful town of Petrichor. When you say firework, in the worst case scenario, yes, it could. We've not reached that stage, but if it gets serious, you'll look into procedures for further guidance? Precisely. But considering it mostly deals with insurance claims and lawsuits and the like, I was rather hoping it wouldn't come to that. Recently, though, the instruments indicate that the containment dome I activated, is a little unstable, but I don't know what or where the problem is. Back in my beautiful homeland of Fontaine, we would normally have a vision-wielding expert diagnose the problem. Then we would form a dedicated review panel to discuss and raise proposals, approve a solution, then organize the remedial work. But with Inazuma being the way it is right now, all I can do is try to determine what might be going through the naked eye. What might be going on through naked eye observations and my imagination. In short, you're taking a best guess. Best guess? My dear girl, that is woefully inadequate representation of what's going on. A fairer description would be observation and inference drawing on a wealth of professional experience, including analogous previous cases. Okay, so an educated guess. Precisely. So my guess is that it could conceivably, potentially, possibly, probably be an issue with the device containing the touch origami core that is having a knock-on effect on the containment dome I installed. But even if that's the case, the readings given by the instrument seem off. Something must have happened outside the dome as well. So you're just missing your vision bearer? Yes, that's it. Under the current circumstances in the area around the Mikage furnace, only a vision bearer would be, well, safe. Anyone else would probably make it around 3 paces. Except for me, I'm a special case. I'd have croaked about halfway through taking my first step. In short, if only we knew what exactly was going on with the Mikage furnace, I'd likely be able to formulate a repair plan, but we still need a review panel to approve it. Wait, it would only take one person to fulfill the function of a review panel. Aha, so we're all set. I can go investigate for you. Huh? But it doesn't look like you have a vision. I have my ways. Is that so? Alright, you swayed me. It's not technically proper procedure, but we shan't achieve anything by sitting on the issue. And I suspect that if we left the soldiers to handle it, his report would still be sitting in his superior's chest of drawers, gathering dust as the island was being blown sky high. Let me pack up here, then we'll head off. In any event, we need to get closer to the Mikage furnace to get a better idea of the situation. Perhaps you could go and investigate the surrounding area while I'm packing up. These strange readings must have something to do with whatever's happening in the Mikage furnace. Pack up? Has that been approved by the review panel? Actually, as a representative of the present review panel, I have already granted myself authorization to pack up and strike camp, so no need to worry about that. Wow, it's an efficient bureaucrat. I didn't know those existed. I thought that was an oxymoron. Oh, I know I have to go in here, but I don't wanna. Well, that's on the other side of the dome. I need protection. Let's go ahead and light this up. Where exactly am I headed? So 3 places along the rim. I guess that makes sense. Can't get too close with the dome up. Ooh! Oh. Hi, you. Where the heck? There. I hadn't intended on following you, but since you're here...
I'll catch up. Someone needs assistance.
That requires fire.
Leave it to me. Opening a chest is like unwrapping a gift.
All right. Oh, and in case anybody was wondering, if you need to go gliding, you can go gliding 20% further with Amber than you can with everyone else. Once you get her passive skills leveled up. It's wonderful. All right. Oh, there's the... And it's on the other side of the dome. So I cannot currently reach it. Lower? What do you mean lower? Oh, hello. I do not like that. There is a crack.
Time to relax. Cast your worries to the wind. No one escapes my sights. As a good night should. Suffer the wrath of Eastling. Fulfill our pact. Sweet dreams.
All right. These rifts must have something to do with the Fatui, huh? Yeah, that would be my guess. Oh, we can walk into the rift, but not fully. Interesting. So is it a double dome? Anyway. Come on, where is the second spot? Ugh. Take care of what thing? I'm confused, Paimon. That's nice. The rift's looking more dangerous by the second. Yeah, agreed. Where's the boundary? There's the third one. I have to get into there. Oh, Paimon, I got an idea how the rifts were formed. I'm guessing it's the Fatui. This rift is huge. We better keep our distance. Alright, we're gonna go do a couple of things first. And then we'll report back to Xavier. First things first. Let's take out all of these people.
Get to work. Yeah. No escape. Bad dreams be gone. Eat Laline. Eat Papa. Get him. Leave it all to me.
Well, there's an enigmatic page. I'll make sure I get that.
Show no mercy. I must leave no stone unturned. Turn that frown upside down. Get to work. Yeah. Suffer the wrath of Eastleigh.
Still one of my favorite battle calls. Alright, enigmatic page.
Is it too much to carry? Here, let me help.
Where did it go? No, seriously, where did it go?
Is it too much to carry? Here, let me help.
Let's get down
Fulfill
to
our pact. Steady as stone. Let it rain. Time to clean up.
There we go.
finally.
Show no mercy. Yachan, Taechan, let's go. Incoming.
That is doing nothing to them. Need to seriously level up my characters for this.
Fulfill our pact. Time to relax. Leave it all to me.
You win.
Woof. Not sure I'd really call that a win.
Ooh, wonderful.
That is activated.
Assistance.
Good. I think I've actually already got this one. There we go.
Ooh,
I was wrong. I don't have that one yet. I have it now.
someone needs assistance.
Here's another one of those cannons. And it happens to be right across from the giant hole. I wonder how the giant hole got there. For anybody who's wondering what's going through my head right now, I cannot get rid of Inya's Orinoco Flow out of my head. Great music, but not what I was planning on listening to tonight. Phew, the situation looks stable at least. The situation with the Mikage furnace? Yes, indeed. From my observations, the internal buildup of the Tetragami energy doesn't seem too high. The reason I initially activated the dome was to stop people from going inside, mostly because of the legal liability it puts on us. Basically, if too much energy accumulates inside, then this dome is completely useless. Ahem. The main thing here is that everything's looking good right now, so it's happy days. No need to pore over mundane details at this point. So how's the dome looking? It's got 3 rifts and a whole load of Fatui? Rifts? Wait a minute, Fatui? What are those sly Schnez Nyans doing all the way out here? Whatever it is, it's connected to the furnace. You really think so? If they're the cause of the issues, that really complicates things. Goodness gracious, how can this be happening? I'm just a humble engineer. I only wanted to come here to do a little research, some filming, get a taste of Inazuma's delightful culture, etc. How did I go from that to being caught up in this whole mess? It began as a simple technical issue, then that soldier turned up and all of a sudden it's somehow a process issue. Then somewhere during said process it transformed into an Inazuman domestic affair that Outlanders are strictly prohibited from interfering in. And now the Fatui are here. If it goes on like this, the nature of this problem is going to change quite radically indeed. I fully sympathize with you. You've had similar experiences before? Drawn into messy situations that fundamentally has nothing to do with you whatsoever? That's unfortunate. Ugh, whatever. I'm here now, and I'm the only person capable of resolving the issue with the Mikage furnace. Technically, ignoring it would be a complaint decision. Ignoring it would be a compliant decision, both in terms of process and in terms of who has jurisdiction over it, but I can't just leave it unresolved. Perhaps I just need to accept that for a researcher, this is just the way life is. Or as we say in Fontaine, c'est la vie. So if you hadn't figured it out, the different areas are based on different cultures. Mondstadt is Northern European. Liyue is Chinese. Inazuma is Japanese. Fontaine, if you hadn't guessed, is France. If the Fatui are here to try and get their hands on the Tetragami energy inside the Mikage furnace, then the containment dome shall be a major stumbling block to their plans. Were the rifts also? Indeed, there's no doubt in my mind that the Fatui are at least tangentially related to those rifts. I see. So it's those cracks in the containment that are causing my instruments to give those anomalous readings. I must say that they are very stealthy. They managed to make it all the way here, damage the dome, and access the inside of the Mikage furnace without anybody finding out. Yeah, the Fatui are good at acting in the shadows. If that's the case, there's a real possibility here that they've already made it inside. Yeah, if they're left to their own devices in there, are the Fatui really so reckless? If it explodes, they would share the same fate as everyone else. I wouldn't put it past them. Dear me, they are truly daring. First things first, we must find a way to scare them off. Give me a moment to think. I've got it. Since they decided to sneak inside the Mikage furnace quietly, it means that they wish to avoid a direct confrontation with the shogunate. So all we need to do is make some sort of big, dramatic gesture to make them think that the shogunate is already onto them. That might just make them much more cautious in their approach, which will make our investigation much easier. Dramatic gesture? Do you know of the... Please forgive me for butchering this. Do you know the Kamuiji? Nope. Kamuijima cannon? It's a big gun built using the latest technology, powered by electro. The shogunate had a few of them installed on this island for military purposes, since this is where the front line was. But as the war went on, things changed, and now they're currently sitting there unused. Things changed? What exactly? You'd have to ask our soldier friend, but I'm sure he'd only tell you that he's not at liberty to discuss classified military intelligence. If you want my take, I think the shogunate's army underestimated the sophistication of their enemy. They installed the Kamuijima cannons, hoping to halt Sangonomiya's advances with overwhelming firepower. But although the Kamuijima cannon does indeed pack quite the punch, it has a limited field of fire and is not very mobile. Most importantly, big artillery guns like these need several people to operate them, and maintenance is a real headache. Trying to defend the Mikage furnace and the Kamuijima cannons at the same time meant that our soldier friends and his comrades were spread much too thinly. So ultimately, it actually gave Sangonomiya an opportunity. After making it past the Kamuijima cannon's field of fire, they quickly took down the forces guarding the Mikage furnace. Before the shogun's army could get emergency reinforcements to the Mikage furnace, they had already withdrawn from there and started attacking from a different direction. Constantly being dragged back and forth kept the shogunate's forces fully occupied, so when the Mikage furnace started having problems, they were forced to halt production. Meanwhile, the Kamuijima cannons installed in the wild became essentially useless against the kind of tactics employed by Sangonomiya's side. Suffice it to say that as far as the fight on this island went, Sangonomiya had the upper hand. So did Sangonomiya damage the Mikage furnace? I don't think so. They should be well aware that the Tatarigami sealed inside wouldn't treat Sangonomiya or the shogunate any different from each other if the Mikage furnace was destroyed. All they want is to continuously harass or attack the Mikage furnace to be a nuisance to the shogun's army and slowly wear them down. I wonder who it is that is planning all these precise attacks from Sangonomiya's side. Well, that's enough chit-chat. Whatever the case, the Kamuijima cannon will definitely cause an unimaginable ruckus, which is just what we need. And as a result of some miraculous coincidence, I actually know how to operate the cannon. Does this miraculous coincidence have to do with Fontaine? Well, I won't go deeper into it, but we do have other technologies besides just maintaining and producing equipment. Are you going to fire at the furnace directly? As I've said before, the containment dome is meant for stopping people from entering. The Fatui have already broken through. That much you've seen with your own eyes. Though it may seem like it's just a few small tears, the truth of the matter is that the dome is actually barely holding up. If they're left unchecked, even if the Mikage furnace is alright, they'll definitely find other ways to cause problems. If we don't destroy the dome, we'd have to go through the 3 tears that the Fatui made to repair the Mikage furnace. We'd be fish in a barrel for those Fatui to shoot. But if we destroy it altogether, not only would it shock the Fatui and provide us with an advantageous opportunity, it would also allow for us to have more routes to choose from. Besides, if we can repair the Mikage furnace in time, everything will return to normal, even if we destroy the containment dome. Have a little faith in me and in the marvelous technology of my homeland Fontaine. Come, let me mark the locations of the Kamuijima cannons for you on the map. 1, 2, 3. One of, actually 2 of which we'd already found. Speaking of cannons, sounds like somebody's setting off fireworks here. Don't we need to prepare some projectiles? Normally we would, and the cannons use very special type of projectiles. That's why the shogunate is so lax about leaving these huge cannons in the wild. But, as I've already said before, I happen to know how to operate this sort of cannon. What I also know is how to make use of electro to bypass our projectile-related limitations. But since neither of us has a vision, if we're going to get a hold of some stable elemental power, we should go ask the treasure hoarders if we might borrow a few of those curious small bottles in which they seal some. Yeah, no, just leave it to me. Then on behalf of our special review board, I will be entrusting you with this task. I'm confident that we will make a wonderful team. Alright, let's go activate some cannons. There's nothing like heavy artillery in the morning. One of them is here, one of them is there, and one of them is there. Let's start here. I have actually had the opportunity to fire off a cannon before. Not a very big cannon, it's a very small cannon. It wasn't a teeny tiny cannon. They're actually smaller cannons. You can get ones that are toy sized. This is an actual cannon sized cannon.
1 cube or 2.
That was fun. Loud, but fun. And yes, we did practice all the proper safety precautions. Oh, I need an electro character. I've only got... Oh, I guess the Traveler is currently in electro form. Okay, that works. Oh, I have to be carrying it in electro. Does that mean any character could do it? Oh. No. There. Need a new electrogram. I think I've got it calculated correctly now. Woohoo! When you don't have the information to do the math, you can calculate by simply firing them off and hoping. I think that's too far. Ha 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 ha. Maybe? I think it took it down. Yep. That is a ways out there.
Leave it to me. All of it. Whatever it is. What
There it is.
exactly is it? I didn't quite catch your request.
Oh, come on. All right. Squirrel meat. This is the other one I found earlier. Not getting up to it is going to be the problem. Especially since I don't really want to attack those enemies.
Someone needs assistance.
Ooh. That should be of use. Come on. Nope. That angle was incorrect. Better? There we go. That takes care of that. One shield shattered. Knock, knock. Whoever created the name of some of these achievements has an amazing sense of humor. You're back. My, that was loud. My eardrums are still ringing. After hearing the cannons, the Fatui will most certainly suspect that the Shogunate has been aware of their activities. Still, something seems off here. Why hasn't the Tatarigami energy begun to leak out of the containment dome after the containment dome was destroyed? Could it be that some of the Mikage's furnaces systems are still operational and have already purified some of the energy? Or perhaps the Fatui were collecting that energy? Whatever the case may be, please take this opportunity to go find out. Watch out, it's the Fatui! Oh. You.
Show no mercy. Eat Laline, eat Papa. Get him. Cast your worries to the wind. Lightning flash.
Looks like I went too far.
Sweet dreams. I must leave no stone unturned.
Oh.
This one's well done.
Steady as stone.
And now I really wish I had someone with pyro on my team.
Time to relax. Oh, not a good sign. As a good knight should.
Oh, come on.
Fulfill our pact. Sweet dreams. I must leave no stone unturned.
Oh, good. I've almost got this thing down. Oof.
I'll catch up.
You.
Show no mercy. Suffer the wrath of Eastleigh. Time to relax. Bad dreams be gone. Steady as stone.
This one's well done.
Yeah, I don't want either of us to go down there. Thank you.
Lightning flash.
You need to hurry up.
Fulfill our pact.
This one's well done.
Oh.
You need to hurry up. This one's well done. You need to hurry up. Roasted fried.
I must leave no stone unturned.
You need to hurry up.
I don't want it to jump down there because there's others down there and I don't want to activate them too. It's already bad enough that I gotta deal with him.
You need to hurry up. This one's
Eat
well
Laline.
done.
Eat Papa. Get him.
You need to hurry up.
Gotta be strong.
Ah!
Leave it all to me.
Can't even get a decent elemental reaction out of him.
Bellowing thunder.
There we go. Finally. Goodness me. They don't beat about the bush, do they? You know, this is how the Fatui roll. Their lack of care for the delicacies of law are really... Oh, well... the further they are from me, the better. It seems like their targets are the Tetragami energy, which is within the Mikage furnace. Go check up on the status of the storage device within the Mikage furnace, while the Fatui are distracted by all this ruckus we're making. If you encounter any Fatui, why not take them out? I'll have every confidence in your abilities. Well, I'm glad someone does. So I'm not sure I do. Alright.
Take this. I must leave no stone.
Oh, there's more than one! Why is there more than one?
I see through you.
Lightning flash. Show no mercy. Out of my sight. Watch out.
Believe me, Eatsley, I would love to join you.
I see through you.
Power flows through me.
Ah,
Time to clean up.
can't I at least take out one of them?
We've only just begun. That all you got?
Out of my. I'll catch up.
I see through you.
Leave it all to me.
Oh,
That all you got?
stupid bats!
Someone needs assistance. Fulfill our pact. Suffer the wrath of each lady.
We've only just begun.
Steady.
You can't run.
Bag! Food. Alright.
Thunderclap.
Killjoy.
Ow, ow, ow.
Ah!
Me.
Oh!
Below.
Oh, this is a really, really bad situation. Alright. So we try again. And I'm affected by lightning again. Don't have a lot of time to make decisions here. Just gotta go and move and hope. Well, that didn't work.
I'll catch up. Someone needs assistance.
Gotta figure out a way to get close to the furnace, which honestly easier said than done, apparently. Oh, is this the way?
Someone needs assistance.
Alright. think I'm gonna have much choice in how I do this. Oh, just be fast enough to not die. I think that's what's gonna have to happen.
I'll catch up.
Oh. Is there somewhere around here? Oh, that's great, but I'm in the middle of... I will take a picture of the storage device in a minute. Oh, I gotta load a camera. Camera, thank you. Whew. In and out, it'll be an easy job, he said. He lied. Although I honestly don't think he realizes just how bad the situation is in there. Did you find the device? Yes, and I took a picture of it. Give him that picture. Let me take a look. Good, good. It hasn't suffered too much damage. If all the other emergency systems are working normally, most of the energy circuits inside the device should have been cut off already. That I would consider a great fortune, even amidst our miseries. I have a few more preparations to make, and I also need to give the problems we face here at the Mikage Furnace some thought. Come find me after a while. We still have a lot of work to do here. Alright. Oh, we can talk to him immediately? We don't actually have to wait? Cool. Hello there, my dear gallant girl. I have good news and bad news regarding the Mikage Furnace. Which would you like to hear first? Let's just start with the bad news. The bad news is that the Fatui are still poking around inside the furnace. Shock and surprise there. They very much seem to be searching for a way to get their grubby hands on the Tatarigami core. The good news is that the core hasn't suffered much damage, so I can take care of it myself. Obviously, the Fatui will be none too pleased to hear that. But if we let them meddle any further, the Tatarigami's power will get out of control. This entire island will be blown sky high with us still on it. However, if we focus solely on the Fatui, the Tatarigami energy buildup inside the containment dome will eventually reach its limit all the same. So I need to deal with both of them at the same time. Well, put simply, academically speaking, in an objective sense, yes. We are facing two separate problems here, the Fatui and the Tatarigami. But with how the situation is inside the Mikage Furnace, whichever problem we choose to tackle, we'll likely have to face the other problem in the process. So ultimately, the fact of the matter is, you mean to say yes? Yes, that's correct. We need to deal with both of them at the same time. But one step at a time, as the Liyue saying goes, don't rush to eat hot tofu or you'll burn your tongue. How come you know Liyue proverbs? We've been to Liyue before. I consider this little gem of wisdom a souvenir from the trip. I have a lot more of those souvenirs where they came from. I must confess to having imbibed all my souvenirs from Mondstadt, though. They were really very good. You think he bought some cases of dandelion wine? I think he got cases of dandelion wine. Let's get back on track. I have a teensy tiny plan to fix this Mikage Furnace situation, but I will still need your help. Sure. Ha, forthright and ready for a fight. That's what I like about you. I disagree. Now, hold on to these sensor beacons, if you please. I need you to place them in a number of locations for me. What these sensor beacons will do is gather data on the density and distribution of the Tatarigami energy within the Mikage furnace. Once armed with this data, I should be able to come up with a more detailed plan. Sure, leave it to me. I shall leave it in your hands, indeed. I will mark the locations to the beacons on your map. I'll be counting on you, traveler. That's not great. Hopefully this is as far as the situation escalates. Did you mark them on my map? Okay. Would it kill you to choose easy locations to reach? Yes, yes, I know the answer to that. I'm glad the Tanuki are still having fun. Am I supposed to try and light it on fire?
Leave it to me.
Nope, that wasn't it. There we go. You never quite know with the Tanuki. They can have some strange ideas sometimes. What? The Thunderwood is a plant that counteracts Bale Thunder. Stand nearby this mythical tree to avoid being harmed by Bale Thunder. Well, that's nice. Oh! There are bad things in there. Right there? One of them has to be right there?
The insolent shall be punished. Purging expressions.
You can't run.
Teleport. I can't currently stand up to that power. Oh,
Bet you can't keep up with me.
I am going to seriously need to put in some time cooking. That is not the way I want to go. Oh, come on. Where is this?
Must keep
Oh.
training.
Well, that's a problem. Stir-fried noodles, sure. And now everybody's full, so hopefully nothing
I've
else
read
goes wrong.
almost every novel from Yai Publishing House. Pretty normal, right?
And now we bail. Quickly. I hope that the air in there won't be quite so toxic once we take care of this problem. Have you placed those beacons? Yep. Well done. Now all we have to do is let them collect the data. How did you know where to put them? I was part of the design team for the Mikage furnace. By placing beacons in these locations, we can gather data on almost all areas inside. You know, if we set up purifying devices in these locations, our troubles would be over overnight. If Mr. Flores knew half of what had happened here, he'd go completely ballistic. All right, thank you for your help. Please take these as compensation. One other thing, I may possibly, probably, definitely need your help to retrieve those beacons again at some point over the next few days. I don't have a vision after all, so I can't simply stroll into somewhere with such high concentrations of Tatarigami energy. Not to mention that those rough and tough Fatui folks are still in there. I honestly think that you're the only person on this whole island capable of dealing with them and the furnace at the same time. Woofda. Going to go ahead and claim those Primogems. Yeah, the Primogems are going to become very important next week. Next week, the banner changes. And we go from Nefer and Farina to Jalonen and Zhongli. And I am definitely going to be drawing on that Zhongli banner. So. Hopefully this is as far as the situation escalates. Okay, so I gotta click on the thing again because it doesn't auto move to the next one. Huh? I guess I have to wait some time. Really? Strange. Looks like it will have to wait. Since it will have to wait, let's head to Through the Mists, picking up a particularly particular author. And we get to talk to our favorite person, Catherine! Actually. Groceries! I need to make a purchase. Salt. Pepper. Onions. Just buying everything. It's one of the things I really have got to do today is some serious cooking. Wheat. And rice. And we can get shrimp meat and tofu here. I don't think I need knockerweed. Talk to Catherine first and then go cook. Your deeds on Syria Island have been reported to me by Miss Itsuko. You've done very well. But back on the topic, the guild has received a commission of even greater difficulty than that which you accomplished on Syria. Would you be interested? Sure. The person who commissioned this quest is Miss Sumida. As for the details, it might be best for you to get them straight from her. Well then, Ad Astra Abesask. I await the completion of your next feat. What does Catherine need now? Ad Astra Abesask, welcome to the Adventurers Guild. You've come at last. I've been waiting for you, adventurer. Another Catherine? Another? Have you ever seen multiple Catherines in a single location? If you haven't, then they were one and the same. As the only year-round receptionist in the Adventurers Guild, I can use a special tool to instantly move between various locations in the world to deal with various important matters. After I help you with your matters here, I need to head over to Fontaine. The adventurers over there are notorious for frugality, so I need to receive them well. Really? You believe me? Sorry, I was joking. Please don't take it seriously. Also, I thought you knew how to use the teleport waypoints. Anyway, I won't bother you with pointless trivia. Come, I'll help you process the work that's needed by the Inazuma Adventurers Guild. Once things are processed, you can accept commissions here and enjoy other benefits. Ad Astra Abesask, adventurer. Okay, first things first, cooking. Actually, first things first to seeing if he has any recipes I don't have. Ooh. All the recipes. Yes, I'm spending a lot of money on cooking food. But as you have seen over the last few weeks of playing this game, your food can be the difference between life and death. It's very important to have good recipes. There we go. Now, where's the cook pot? There's a cook pot. All right. Ooh, what is this? Adeptus Temptation. Increases all parties' attack by 260 to 372 and crit rate by 8 to 12% for 300 seconds. Ooh. That is very nice. Now, I've only got the materials to make one of them. I want to obtain all. Thank you. Cream. Butter. Smetana. And cheese. All right. Golden shrimps. Here we go. Oh, I could only make 3? What's that day? I can do 1 northern apple stew. One universal piece. Sakura mochi. Mochi is an interesting dessert. I've had it. I've had several different flavors. I find some of it okay. My biggest problem with it is the same problem I have with sushi. I am not overly fond of the texture. The taste is good, and I actually like the taste of sushi. I just really have a problem with the texture. It's one of those foods that... Now, that being said, it is a food that I can eat if there's nothing else available and I had to eat it, which is not something I can say of yogurt. Yogurt absolutely makes me sick and I cannot eat it. Crab roe tofu. La, there's a tongue twister for you. Oh, it'll be nice when I get all of these mastered and I can just auto cook. But until then, woohoo, we're gonna master this one. finish auto cooking that. Thank you. I've only got one rice left. 50 to 100. Yeah, let's do some stamina restoration stuff. Because I have been finding myself in need of that. Thankfully, this recipe doesn't take long. Last one for tonight. Yay! Okay. Where is Sumida? She is over here, I believe. Nope. Wrong place. Ah, hello there. Might you be the illustrious Storm's Melody? The illustrious, you say? And Paimon's the illustrious Paimon! All right then. So tell me, have you ever obtained the mightiest sword in the village? The Harbinger of Dawn counts, I guess? Yeah, we didn't get that sword from Kaya that one time. That does sound very strong. Maybe even a bit too deliberately so. Still, have you led a life surrounded by beautiful men and ladies? Well then, did you defeat a giant dragon not long after your story began? Or perhaps did you get wrapped up in some crisis upon which the survival of a nation hung? Have you ever faced off against an elite antagonistic force with a number ranking scheme? Well, I can't say I haven't. But hang on, what do you mean by not long after your story began? Or are you perhaps in fact a traveler from another world, just like the main character from Flowers for Princess Facial? I mean, wait, what? I can't feel that sense of destiny that a protagonist should have from you. You know, when Catherine said this was going to be harder, did she mean that communicating was going to be harder? So, about your commission. My name is Sumida. As for my pen name, I haven't finished thinking about it yet. I've got plans to take part in this year's The Novel is Amazing. As such, I need a reliable adventurer to help me make a trip to Surumi Island. Surumi Island? That's right. Now, the name of my novel is currently The Chronicles of the Sea of Fog. The broad strokes of its plot are as such: a nameless young lady and her adventures in a nation shrouded in perpetual fog. Well, the plot details are currently still in the works, but my eventual goal is to write an epic novel that can move hearts and souls like Kino's Travels. Yep. It's that very same Kino's Travels, in which an outlander named Kino, who doesn't quite fit in anywhere, strides across many strange lands. She meets all sorts of people, and she's drawn into all kinds of wicked plots and all manner of cruel wars. Yet each one of her adventures shall someday coalesce into shining gold. Paimon doesn't quite get it, but it does sound like she's talking about you, Storm's Melody. So about your commission. Ah, right. Sorry, I got off topic. Actually, I've been reflecting on the habit of mine quite often. It seeps into my writing as well, to the point where I once wrote over 20 pages before getting to the point. At that time, I wanted to use the legend of the Kitsune Saigu ushering people into the underground halls of Arumi to save them from the disasters as the basis for a tale about her new incarnation's peaceful life amongst the people of Mizaka. So what do you need me to do on Surumi Island? My bad. Still, please, go to Surumi Island and find a way to bring, Mashiro back to me. That's a traditional instrument of the civilization native to the island, which has been lost for several millennia now. As to why I need one, the fictional, obviously, plot of the Chronicles of Sea of Fog takes place on Surumi Island, and when a nameless young lady sets foot upon it... Let's go, Storm's Melody! They hear a strange sound, but it's actually the sound of the traditional Mashiro recording in folktales. So please, I want to properly describe its sound, and that's why I need a real Mashiro. You actually stayed on topic. Nah, she was almost about to go off on some tangent or another. Still, do you really need a real Mashiro just to write a novel, Miss Samina? Wouldn't a doo-doo or a preet do just fine if you need to describe the sound it makes? Writing is a most serious endeavor. You must treat the things you are describing with the utmost respect. For example, if you wish to describe Bale Thunder, you must go to Misogine Gorge to experience it. That's the only way you can maintain authenticity and credibility. Oh, she's like a method actor. Now, don't get me wrong. For some people, method acting is amazing and works really, really well. I personally find method acting to be way too restricting to actually do anything with. Mostly because it relies upon pulling upon your own experiences. Like she said, to accurately describe something, you have to go do something. And I'm sorry, I'm of the opinion that things like take Les Miserables, I don't need to experience starvation to imagine it, and therefore sing about how horrific it is, because I can imagine how horrific something like that is. I've got a pretty damn good imagination. I don't need to actually experience it, thank you very much. I get cranky if I don't get breakfast. Never mind going hungry on purpose. Back to Inazuma. That sounds very dangerous. True. I almost died back then, too. If I hadn't instructed Kama to get me out of there if he saw something was going awry. I was laid up in bed for a few days after that rescue. Everything I could see, everything I threw up, it was all purple. But now that I think about it, the fact that everything I threw up was purple might have been a result of my only being able to see in purple at the time. And what did you get written? I couldn't get out of bed to write for those few days, so I missed the deadline. Wait, then it was all for nothing? How could you say that? This will come in handy the next time, should I ever need to write a convincing scenario, like that time I was swallowed whole by an electro slime. In any case, this letter is for you. Pass it to a man named Kama in Ritu, and he will take you to Surumi Island. Please, this year's The Novel is Amazing. Grand prizes at stake. Wow. She has opinions. I'm not sure I agree with her ideas, but congratulations to her. All right. We are going to pop into our teapot. Mostly because we have a ton of spin discs to deliver. Teapot.
Going into a trance is risky for most people, so don't get any ideas.
All right.
Maybe you're not used to the place at the...
All right. Portable stove. Open top cabinet. And alarm bells. Oh. All sorts of woods. Is there anything I see that I want? Ooh. I would like that. And I would like this. I think that's it for now. There we go. Oh, look at these chandeliers. I really like that one. Oh, those are sets of furniture lists. Oh, hey. There's all sorts of things hiding here. It's an umbrella. All right. And the second euphonium.
If you ever have any questions
All right. Let's play some stuff. Aw. Oh, our smithy's done. Not interested in the lean-to, but I am interested in our pretty tree. It's so cute. Some people can make some truly amazing landscapes. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have the disposition for that. All right. Oh, I didn't place the euphonium. Silly me. Where did I stick the euphonium here?
Take me up.
Oh. Cancel. I don't want to put that there. I want to put that in one of the rooms. Not that one. This one. Yay! What else do we have? I want to put that in the main room. I could add a third companion. Let's go ahead and add Candace. Save.
Oh, it's you. If there's anything you need.
Do you like it here?
It's quite different from Aura Village, but I feel at ease here nonetheless. I was so surprised the first time I came in. Such a small teapot, yet so vast on the inside. If I could store Aura Village in a teapot...
Want to give it a shot?
I was simply musing. Even if that were possible, what I seek to protect is not an object named Aura Village. It is my homeland and the lives of everyone in it. I apologize for making you listen to all of this, and thank you for having me.
Here we go. Small furnishings. There. Unlock. Unlock. Oh, most of the ones I found have been in Inazuma. There. One of my favorite tunes. Night of the Party Pumpkins. That is actually what the ceiling decoration is called. Night of the Party Pumpkins. That's great. I need to place 10 rock furnishings. Aw. Alright. Do I have 10 rock furnishings? That would be the first question. Landforms, rocks. 2, 3, 6, 9. Yes, I do. Can you stick them on top of each other? No. I'm just making a giant rock pile out here. No one said it had to look pretty, just that it had to exist. All right. There we go. Now it meets the requirements. Oh, what is round 3? Construct 80 furnishings, place 20 trees or shrubs, obtain 5,000 realm currency, purchase 1 item from the teapot traveling salesman in another traveler's realm. I'll have to go visit someone else's realm on a weekend. Reach Adeptal Energy rank Elegant and reach Trust rank 5. I've got a little bit of work to do before I reach there. The traveling teapot is here. I need to go see the traveling teapot. He's out this way. Here we go. This is Chubby.
The one before you is known as Jade Seeker. One travels far and wide, seeking naught but to witness all of the treasures this world has to offer.
What do you have for sale?
Encounters with fun.
All right. we go.
I've read almost every novel from Yai Publishing House. Pretty normal, right?
Sure, keep telling yourself that. Wait, do I have 2 forges? I have 2 forges. Oh. Which blade do I want to forge? What is this? I need more crystals. All right. Oh. I guess we should go take a look and see what achievements we've received today. Knock knock for disabling the containment dome surrounding the Mikage furnace. Taking shape, forge a 4-star weapon. And then Naku Weed Whacker. Follow 10 Electro-Sealy on Narukami Island, Kanozuka, and Yashiri Island in Inazuma. Alright. I actually want to go back to
Here's to
Inazuma.
a life where the drinks keep flowing and the Mora keeps rolling.
And what I'm wanting actually is to find the location of where I can get level up materials for Toma, because I really, really at this point need a second fire. Oh, it's out there? Really? It's the only place for it? Alright, we won't do that tonight. That's unfortunate. Alright, guys. We've had a good day. We got a good start on fixing the Mikage furnace. Hopefully next time we can finish that one off. And then we've picked up the Tarasuna Island quest, so we can maybe help an author write her story, and I'm guessing find something strange along the way. I want to thank you guys all for being here. I know it was kind of a long day. Next stream will be on Wednesday. I am planning on it being Genshin Impact because we'll be drawing for Zhongli on the new banners that are coming out this week. I hope you guys will all join me. It will be at 6 p.m. Central Time, and I hope to see you all there. Toodles, and have a great week.